I'm about to lie to you, and there's a good chance that you'll believe me. And it's not because what I'm saying is true, and it's not because I'll have any evidence to back up what I'm saying, but it's because I'll sound absolutely certain about what I'm saying. You see, the human brain has got a strange habit, right? We often mistake confidence for competence. The louder somebody is, the more confident that they appear, even when they're completely wrong, we'll oftentimes believe them. That's one reason that social media has become so good at spreading misinformation. People will confidently quote legislation that they've never fully read. They'll repeat legal myths. They'll state opinions as established fact. And they'll do it so confidently and so sure of themselves that millions of people will believe them. And it's not because the evidence is compelling. It's because they seem so sure of themselves that they must be right. I'm going to show you here some examples of how this can happen, right? How your brain is wired to fall for it, and how that psychological shortcut is being exploited every single day online.
Hey,
What is
you
it?
know you're committing an offence under Section 42 of the Observation Act.
What's that?
You're not allowed to eat food within 40 feet of a shrubbery.
This shrubbery?
All of it. Know your laws. Know your laws.
Okay.
Every single word that was just stated as fact in that wee clip was completely fictional. There is no Public Observation Act. There's no Section 42 or 25 or whatever it was he said. There's absolutely no law protecting shrubbery from sandwiches. But I wonder, for just a split second, did part of your brain think, that sounds official? Because if it did, you're perfectly normal. Psychologists call this the confidence heuristic. Thousands of years ago, confidence was a useful shortcut. If somebody confidently said, I know where the water is, following them probably increased your chances of survival.
Water! I know where!
Your brain evolved to associate certainty with competence. With competence. Today, that same shortcut makes us vulnerable instead of safe. And we become vulnerable to misinformation. Confidence alone isn't enough. Our brains also look for signs of authority. Somebody holding a camera, wearing a uniform, carrying a clipboard, wearing a high-vis jacket, or they've got official looking paperwork or badges. They use legal languages. But none of those things actually prove expertise. But they trigger another psychological shortcut, which is called authority bias. We don't just trust people who know. We trust people who look like they know.
Hey,
Whoa.
you're interfering with journalism here.
How?
Article 10, there, if you read it properly, gives me unrestricted, can you read? Unrestricted authority to record anything I choose. Read the law. It's written down there, okay?
Okay, sorry, I didn't know the law. I didn't know the law.
Right, well, that's it. You've read it now. Right, that's it, okay?
Okay.
Make sure you go away while I'm recording.
Okay.
Everything in that wee clip is genuine. Article 10 really does protect freedom of expression. It really does. But here's what a lot of people who quote Article 10 don't mention. It's Article 10.2. People often stop reading the moment that they find a sentence or a law or an article that supports what they already believe. I call this selective transparency. Show people the paragraph that supports your argument, quietly ignore the paragraph that limits it, and suddenly a balanced piece of legislation appears to say something completely different. So Article 10 is only really in effect if you comply with Article 10.2 as well. Eddie became more confident as the confrontation went on.
How?
Article 10, there, if you read it properly, gives me unrestricted, can you read?
He became more authoritative and looked as if he really did know what he was talking about. Because he was becoming more confident, Windswept Robert appeared to believe him.
Okay.
That's another fascinating feature of human psychology. When evidence is weak, people often don't produce better evidence. They produce stronger certainty, more confidence. The volume goes up, but the facts don't change. There's another shortcut working here. Confirmation bias. Our brains don't naturally search for truth. They search for patterns and agreement. If you've already decided something, if you've already decided that authority is corrupt or that someone is exposing the truth, you're naturally drawn towards people who reinforce that belief. Not because they're right, but because they make you feel right. Our brains don't simply look for evidence, they look for agreement.
According to British law, trees taller than 20 feet are legally classified as public buildings. He's right. That's true. I heard that too. Exactly.
Do you notice the pattern? See what's happening here? There's no discussion going on. There's no context, no complete legislation, just absolute certainty. That's incredibly persuasive, especially online. Social media doesn't reward accuracy. It rewards confidence, outrage, emotion, certainty. We've seen all this before. The people that shout loudest or produce videos that are almost aggressive, sometimes even aggressive, get the most views. Algorithms don't ask, is this true? They ask, will people react to this? Unfortunately, confidence generates reactions far more reliably than accuracy.
Aye! Oh, don't you know the law? Don't you know the legislation about where you are?
No, sorry.
Oh, well, I'll tell you because I know the law. I've read it 100 times. This, son, this is a public observation area under Article 18. Don't but me. You need to go home. Listen, you need to go home and read the law because it's quite obvious. You don't know what the law is. Off you toddle. Off you toddle.
Sorry.
The authority guy here is absolutely ridiculous, but the psychology behind what he's doing is very real. Every day, people confidently quote legislation that they've only partially read. They present opinions as established fact. They ignore evidence that doesn't support what they want to be real. And because they sound absolutely certain, they're believed. The lesson here isn't never trust confident people. The lesson is never mistake confidence for evidence.
Aye! Hold it! Is that sourdough?
Yeah.
Do you realise where you are, sir?
Yeah.
Oh, do you now? Because Article 21 of the Crust Conservation Deficiency Act 1912 tells me that implement that you've got there is actually unlawful here. It's so unlawful that I am confiscating it. Mister, read the laws and the legislation of the land and you'll know better. You're dismissed. On your way.
I've got no dinner now.
The next time someone confidently quotes a law at you or claims to know the facts, don't ask, how certain do they sound? Ask instead, what are they not showing me? Because the truth is rarely found in the loudest voice. It's usually found in the paragraphs that nobody bothered to read. Thanks for watching. Cheerio the now.